So what's going on, everybody? My name's Narutar, and welcome back. I'm gonna be playing some hardcore Dom using the HV. I guess I won't show you guys my class setup, because I can just join a game late. I mean, what's the worst that can happen? Yeah, so I actually have a story to tell, and I'm probably gonna make a series out of this. It's all the stories and the bull crap that used to happen when I worked at Chuck E. Cheese not too long ago. Like I said, I have a story to tell you back when I used to work at Chuck E. Cheese, and a lot of people assume, oh, you used to work at Chuck E. Cheese, the pay must have been terrible and all this and all that. I mean, this is why we can't have nice things. The pay wasn't that bad. I mean, I think I got paid like $8.50 an hour or 8 something, so considering that was my first job, it wasn't that bad, if you ask me. Now, everything else regarding the job was terrible. The managers, the customers, just the clientele in general was pretty cancerous. Now, when I say life comes at you fast, life comes at you pretty fast. And when I say children are savages, take my word on it. Children are f***ing savages. Now, I used to work as a game room attendant, meaning that, like, I would have to go and, like, sweep up and vacuum and whatnot. I would have to go and fix the games. I had to go and make sure that everyone's food got to them. I feel like there's someone behind me. Yeah, there's someone behind me. He's chasing me down. One thing I didn't mention was that I had to go in the Chucky suit sometimes, and I would have to, go play as Chucky, go be Chucky for, like, the shows. Like I said, we had to go and, be Chucky sometimes. And it was not my first time in the Chucky suit, but it was maybe my 3rd or 4th time. And when you're in the Chucky suit, I mean, for starters, the suit is really sweaty. There's no breathing holes. You can barely see where you're going. So already the suit's really uncomfortable, right? Now, you can't talk in the suit either. I mean, which is a given. You don't want the kids thinking that when you're inside the giant Chucky suit, because it's a really big mouse, really. So you don't want them thinking that Chucky has one specific voice, even though there's like a 6'7" guy that used to work with me. You could obviously tell that there's 2 different dudes inside the Chucky suit, but no, you can't talk, you can't do all this and all that, which comes back to just bite me in the butt. I was in the middle, or the show had just ended, meaning like it was a birthday show. You have to get on put on the suit. You have to go and say happy birthday to all the people who came for birthday parties. Yeah, they'd have just a bunch of tokens. They would have their own tables and whatnot. They'd bring their friends, and they would just wait for Chucky to come out and do this really stupid dance. And since I was a small guy, I think I was about 5'5" or so. Not even, I was like maybe 5'4", 5'5" or so. So I was relatively short, and I could relate to the kids, being that kids nowadays are like 6 foot tall when they're like 7 years old. So I was able to get down eye level with the kids and whatnot during the show and afterward. Because when you're done with the show, obviously parents want to take pictures with Chucky. So, hey, yeah, you went to see Chucky. You probably don't remember jack about it, but here are the pictures that we took. You look so happy in them, and most of the kids are like crying and cringy because they don't like how giant mouses look, or mice. Mouse isn't a word. After I was done taking all the pictures, some of the kids ran up to me. They're like holding my hand, and Chucky has 3 fingers. And mind you, a human being has 5 fingers, right? So you have to jam all 5 of your fingers into this like little like midget fat hole thing, and the kids are like, oh, he has fingers, he's real. And to myself, I'm like thinking, yeah, nothing's more real than a nigga in a mouse suit, right? One of the kids were like, no, he's not real. And I'm like, oh god, I know where this is going. Lo and behold, the next kid goes, since he's not real, let's punch him and see what happens. And one of the kids starts punching me. And again, I can't speak in the suit. I can't still stop before I kick you in the throat. So I can't do that. Again, if I had actually kicked someone in the throat, I'd probably get fired on the spot. But I can't say stop, that's kind of painful. And they're like, oh, he didn't do anything, he's not real. And the other kid goes, let's beat him up. And I said, when life comes at you hard. Because I was just having I wasn't having a nice time, but the kids were having a nice time, just socializing and just holding my hand, doing all this and all that. Next minute, they're over here punching me. And like, what did I do to deserve this, aside from just wearing like a mouse suit? Like, I'm over here just getting punched out, and again, I can't talk. So I'm just sitting there like with my head down. I'm trying to like put my giant Chucky hands over my giant Chucky face, like over my eyes, if it seems as though I'm like sad. Because again, I can't talk, I can't yell, hey, Derek, or Jadarius, or someone that I was working with, yo, these savage ass kids are punching me, please help. Like, I can't do that. So, I just had to cower in fear in hopes that, someone would at least see that their savage kids were beating me up. So this went on for like a good 3 minutes, right? I'm just getting like kids just punching me left and right, like in the nuts and the chest, and they're laughing too. That's the crazy part. These kids are like laughing along, and finally my coworker Derek, he realizes, I should probably help TJ. So he says, alright kids, get off Chucky, that's not very nice. I'm like, thank you, someone realizes I'm over here getting manhandled. Of course, Derek gives me like a grin. He says, tell Chucky you're sorry. And the kids go, sorry Chucky. And like I give him a thumbs up, even though it's not a thumbs up. You just punched the shit out of me. Like, why would I give you a thumbs up? Like, but of course I have to be the nice, good, warm, heart-loving Chucky. So, I mean, I had to go and give him a thumbs up, make it seem as if it's okay. And then of course Derek, still with the smile on his face, he goes, now go give Chucky a hug. The kids knock me over. Mind you, all this is happening on a stage. So at first I'm wondering, like, I'm on a giant stage, how is no one not noticing that I'm like in Fight Night round 4? And on top of that, we're on a goddamn stage. So they just knock me over on the stage. The stage is hard. So I fall right on my head. And like, mind you, my head hurts at this point. And they're still on top of me, like, giving me hugs and whatnot. And I still feel one kid punch me. He's like, now that he's gone, let's punch him again. So again, I'm like, nah, I'm not about to get punched again. Nah, you can. No. So kid was on my right. I push him off. The kid like starts rolling and starts crying. He's like, oh my god, Chucky pushed me. Oh my god. And Derek goes, were you punching him again? And the kid was like, no. And then I gave him like a sarcastic look with my Chucky face. I put my fist on my hip and started shaking my head. I'm like, you savage ass kid, why are you lying? And they finally got the mom. The mom says, goes, Jimmy, don't you ever do that again. Hashtag come save Jimmy. Because, no one was gonna save me. Yeah, so that's it for the live commentary. Leave a like if you enjoyed. It's kind of awkward that I end the live commentary at the beginning of another game. But, yeah, that's all I gotta say. I'm out. Adios.